Hi, I'm Brad Leone, and it's alive! It's alive! Is that it? Is that a thing?
That's much more succinct than Brad has ever done it.
Hello, and welcome to a super special episode of Auspol Explained, where instead of explaining things, I make a horrific cake.
It doesn't have to be horrific.
It's gonna be. So normally I make educational videos and I try and make them accessible with like descriptions of things and nothing visual that isn't explained in the audio. Unfortunately, I am going to make a decorative cake in the shape of Scott Morrison. Apologies in advance. So I saw a very horrifying image of someone's attempt to make a Jacinda Ardern cake. She's the Prime Minister of New Zealand. And I cannot remember the last time I made a cake. Ever. In my whole life. That's not an exaggeration. I am not 100% sure if I've ever made a cake. Ever. My beautiful wife can attest that I don't bake, but I'm going to try. And she is going to try and not give me help, which is going to hurt her emotionally, as I do a bad job. So we all know Scott Morrison, the Prime Minister, or probably. I'm going to be trying to recreate his face, nailed it style. Also, most of the things that I know about baking, I get from Nailed It, when Jacques looks at a contestant with absolute horror and then offers some small baking advice at the end. That is the literal extent of my baking knowledge, besides what my beautiful wife has told me. So let's begin. Preheat oven. Step 1. 2 9-inch pans. Butter the parchment. Okay, how about I make the batter first?
Honey, did the recipe say to do it in that order, or did it say... did it give you like a list of things to do when?
Yeah, but why would I butter the parchment paper if I don't have... Look, I'm going to look at a different recipe. Okay, both of them say the same thing. Yeah. On Nailed It, they're always like having the cake stick, and I'm not gonna have that. TikTok is always giving me like Bon Appetit themed content. Maybe I should have paid more attention to Bon Appetit, like as a general pop culture concept. That's my little pile. Okay, what does creaming the sugar mean? Okay, the recipe says caster sugar. Is that different from regular sugar? Cup. The recipe also asks for like self-raising flour, but all we have is plain. That'll be fine. Fun fact, I may not know about anything about that they're cooking or baking or nothing, but I know about politics. So here's some fun facts about Scott Morrison. Scott Morrison is the 30th Prime Minister. He got the position by a leadership spill with Malcolm Turnbull. How to make plain flour self-raising? What's a stick of butter? Okay, 113 grams. Okay. What are some other fun facts about Scott Morrison? He studied economic geography at the University of New South Wales, which means he may or may not be able to tell you how much a mountain costs. Sweet. Too much. As according to the recipe, I need to put butter in a cake. I grew up in a margarine family, which my wife has some reservations about. This is almost all of the butter. Yeah, that seems about right. It's about right.
Seems about right.
It's about right.
It's a number. Is or it isn't right.
It's about right. Oh, look, it's some self-raising flour we had all this time. Okay, this has taken approximately 15 minutes for me to combine flour and butter.
That's separate. So when you make cakes, you have a dry and you have a wet bowl. You've made your dry bowl. Take the butter out.
You're not meant to be helping me.
I know, but this is not good.
So now we have some floury butter. Salt. How much salt? Half a teaspoon. Combine salt to your flour. It took 16 minutes of uncertainty to get to the point where I am putting salt in my flour. Okay. Apparently, the recipes are like, step 2, do a bunch of things in separate bowls. It's still just one step. It's one step. I'm just kind of... spoon combine? My wife looks very concerned about this. Combine dry ingredients in bowl. We don't have a mixer, do we? We do? We do? Wow! Ah, that explains why I keep having to put away the ends of this. Now that we've combined salt and flour, and we're ready to make some damper. Let's do it properly. Sugar. 1.5 cups. That sounds unhealthy. Okay, so you put 1.5 cups of sugar in with your butter. Scott Morrison was first elected to Parliament in 2007, which means he's no longer eligible for the old parliamentary pension scheme. But that's okay, because he gets paid over $500,000 per year, one of the highest paid politicians in the world. Okay. And what's this button for? Oh, it's sticking them out. Okay. This feels wrong somehow. There must be a better way, but I don't know it. What if I mash the butter to... Oh, it's very hard. It's got hard butter. Should I have melted this butter a little bit? At room temperature. Okay, the butter should be at room temperature.
The apron's coming up.
Oh no! Ah! The butter should be at room temperature and your apron should remain on you at all times. For anyone wondering, my apron says young, dumb, and full of, you know, because it's my brother and me reference, which is a very good podcast, which I recommend. Okay, this butter is too cold, so I'm just going to put it in the microwave very briefly. Very briefly. My favourite thing on Nailed It is when the contestants forget about something in the microwave or oven and then it just gets absolutely ruined. I don't do that because I've learned from other people's mistakes. They never mention room temperature butter on the show though, so like, how was I meant to know? Okay, we're trying again. This is such a bad concept that I'm doing. It looks like sulfur. It's like I've made tasty edible sulfur. Don't judge me, honey. Yeah, that seems about right. Scrambled eggs! This is what it says is light and fluffy. It's not light and fluffy? Anna is trying not to help me, but she's also didn't agree to not judge me. So I can tell by the look on her face that I've done something wrong. So I've tried again, and now instead of looking like scrambled eggs, it looks like mashed potatoes. I'm really having lots of fun. Beat in the vanilla? Beat in the eggs. Eggs. Okay, how many eggs? 4. They seem fine. My wife does this all the time where she gets a bowl. No, a cup. She does it all the time where she gets a cup to prevent eggshells, like I have instantly failed at doing. Whoop. Egg number 2. Oh, I did the worst job imaginable. Once again, you combine your eggs one at a time. Good footage, right? Yay! Fun fact, Scott Morrison, before he was in politics, worked in tourism. And he approved the infamous Where the Bloody Hell Are You ad, starring Lara Bingle, which, you know, like all good tourism ads trying to attract a foreign audience, was banned in the UK for provocative language. Before then, he worked in tourism for New Zealand, which potentially worked because I really want to go to New Zealand now. I can only name 2 Bon Appetit people. Claire, Brad. Which Bon Appetit character am I most like?
Absolutely none of them.
It now looks, like vomit, which seems wrong, but I don't know how to fix it. So, anyway. Oh, it says the mixture may look separate at this point. This is normal. This is fine. I've chosen vanilla because I feel like that is the kind of flavour that Scott Morrison likes. Tablespoon. A whole tablespoon. Oh, I just feel like strong that in my bones that Scott Morrison is a kind of really white vanilla flavour kind of person. You know, it's a good classic ice cream flavour too. It's very popular. I'm still on step 2. This is a long step 2. Scott Morrison has a wife, which he married in 1990.
Do you remember when Kevin Rudd said he'd go gay for his own wife?
Yes, I do. I do remember. I did actually watch that.
Time. Oh my god, in heaven!
That's why you wear an apron. So as I was saying, Scott Morrison, he has a wife and 2 kids, which means he's the perfect nuclear family. And all those like 2 adults, 2 kids ticket deals, packages, he can take perfect advantage of them. Unlike my family, where they had to pick a child that got to cost extra to go into the zoo. How much milk? Yeah, give me that milk! Yeah. Okay. Now that we have defeated the milk, I'm just going to pour it all in. Fun fact, Scott Morrison used to be a child actor. Scott Morrison did an ad in the 70s as a small child for Vicks cough drops. Though footage of this may be lost, so we're not entirely sure which ad he was actually in. Oh no, why is it doing that? Scrape all the butter into your mixture is probably a good next step. Does this make good ASMR?
Oh, I'm exceedingly relaxed right now.
What a beautiful mixture. My wife says, I've never seen anything like that in my whole life. This is the best part, eating the batter. Oh, wait. Sometimes contestants overbeat it on Nailed It, and maybe that's what I'm doing. Am I doing that? No, there's still dry ingredients at the bottom. It's the ghost of the Bon Appetit kitchen telling me to use a spatula to get to the dry ingredients, the tasty dry ingredients. Yeah, this seems good. This seems right. We're now on to step 3. Divide the batter between prepared pans. I did not fully prepare the pan. I like it. I'm really happy. More Scott Morrison facts. During the plebiscite on marriage equality, well, postal survey, he voted no against marriage equality. And then, when it came to a bill at the House of Representatives, he abstained from voting at all, even though his electorate of Cook, like most electorates, came back a majority yes. This seems about right. It's weird there's no, non-messy way to do this. I don't think I would do very well on Nailed It. I feel like I'm one of those, grandma contestants that just, where's the thing that's right in front of me, and just runs out of time. Yeah. You know that Simpsons, scene in The Simpsons where Troy McClure is, in an infomercial trying to sell an orange juicer? We all know that this is the way to juice orange. He just smashes an orange against his eye just to get a single drop, and he's like, there must be a better way. I feel like Troy McClure, but sincerely, and that I don't know what I'm doing. And I'm just, smash, be good. Evenly divide your batter between your pans. I have 3 pans because that seems right. This is perfect, and I've done it completely right. I don't feel like this is the right thing. Aha! 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 Yeah, this seems right. This seems good. This seems okay. I did it. I successfully made cake batter. I did not empty the oven. It is full of pans. It's taken nearly an hour for me to get to the point where I'm about to put these cakes in the oven. According to the recipe, it should take less time than that. But don't rush me, okay? I'm doing the best I can. 1 cake. Ah ha ha. 2 cake. Ah ha ha. A 3rd cake. Ah ha ha. And now we put them in for 30 to 35 minutes. Ta-da! And we're back. It's been an amount of time. Oh wow, look at that. It's soft. I love it when it's soft. I did it. And now I have some beautiful cakes, which I'll leave to cool. There's this thing I've seen on Nailed It called a blast freezer. We don't have one of those, so we just wait. This kind of got a little bit of batter on the outside of the baking paper. And so now it has just burnt bits just flaking off. But that's fine. Adds a little bit of texture and flavour. Okay, and we're back because our cakes have cooled down, which means now we need to make some icing and some buttercream. I've never heard of buttercream before until I watched Nailed It, but it seems important. Everyone's all like, oh, not enough buttercream. Oh, what is buttercream? Butter. And icing. But I only have so much icing sugar, so I'm going to make less buttercream than this recipe asks for. Where are my measuring cups? Editing. So the recipe I found asked for 3 cups of icing sugar and 250 grams of butter, but that seems really excessive to me, so I won't do that. 83 grams. 83 grams. Yo, that's very close. Boop. Look at my beautiful artisanal butter tower as I search for exactly 83 grams. My dearest, beautiful Anna impressed upon me the importance of actually having exact measurements. Yeah, that was expected.
There are consequences in the kitchen when you throw things and sometimes things get messy. when they don't have to be.
Okay, this is pretty simple. Butter and icing sugar and beat on low. And a little bit of milk. If only I hadn't put the milk back in the fridge. Milk back in the fridge. It's okay, I can summer in it. Ta-da. Wait, there's measurements. There's measurements here. I'm doing it. What are we up to in our fun Scott Morrison facts? Here's a human man. I'm gonna pop this butter in the fridge, by which I mean the microwave. I know what devices are. It looks like icing. So yeah, fun fact, Scott Morrison once lost a historic vote in the House of Representatives, and where he lost control on a bill designed to give refugees medical care. He was opposed to the bill that allowed refugees to be transported to Australia to be given proper access to medical care. The last time a government had lost a vote in the House of Representatives like this on a major piece of legislation was 1941. Okay, so this clearly isn't enough buttercream icing, so I'm going to do it properly this time. Dollop. Scott Morrison has also previously held the positions of Treasurer, Minister for Social Services, and Minister for Immigration. Yeah, that's about right. Yeah, let's just have a sliver more. It's beautiful. While he was Minister for Immigration, he got ASIO to slow down their background checks on refugees that were looking for permanent protection, so he could change the legislation so that he did not have to give them proper visas at all. I'm just chopping up my butter so it's easier to blend, and I don't make that weird, horrified face that I do all the time whenever I blend anything. Also, during his time as Immigration Minister, the annual refugee intake for Australia's humanitarian program was decreased from 20,000 all the way down to 13,750. Refugee intake slowly increases over time, and so by 2019, it was about 18,750. At which point, Scott Morrison vowed to freeze it there so that it would not increase. No. Oh, this is unpleasant. Scott Morrison once also praised Donald Trump's Muslim travel ban, saying that it was proof that the rest of the world was catching up to Australia. Ta-da! That's good, yeah? She's not giving me an encouraging look. I'm going to continue.
Mrs. Boyne in the whole world is in my kitchen.
Okay, so now I need to decorate the cake, which is the bit I'm least prepared for. Okay, so I did not look up any instructional videos beforehand. I just sort of followed the recipe vaguely. The problem now is that we're getting to uncharted territory where, I've cooked things before, but I've never in my whole life tried to decorate anything. This is going to be a fun journey. This is a fun journey that you take with me.
Maybe, if there was a half moon of cake at the bottom to elongate his face. Just remember you can only cut the cake once. So let's think about it. 4.
Okay.
See, that's already more face-shaped. There you go.
Yeah, there we go. This, by the way, is the image that I'm working on. Yeah, I think this is a good pasty white. Okay, structurally, this is a nose.
Oh my god.
Yeah? Okay, now I'm trying to going into this is I've never decorated a cake before, but I feel like I could do better than the Jacinda Ardern person, and right now I'm feeling like I cannot even make something as good as that. So, okay, he's got ears. Look, they're a little bit big, they're a little bit Peter Dutton-y, but Scott Morrison and Peter Dutton have had similar portfolios. They're similar people, Oh, this just gets worse.
A lot of sins can be hidden with buttercream. You just need to have a stronger foundation.
Okay, it's got a bit of a chin, which is good. You do want faces to have chins. I'm just going to eat some cake to give me a mid-decoration energy boost. Keeps me going, at least. It may be hideous, but it tastes good. Well, this just destroys his nose. I really understand the pressure that Nailed It bakers are under. They've all done such an amazing job with the time limit, and I have made some kind of horrific death mask for a cartoon villain. I'm giving him eyes. Yeah, I'm just gonna shove these into his sockets. Yeah, that looks right. That looks good. He's looking a little bit clowny. That's okay. Oh, he needs to smile. Let's create a mouth divot. Mouth hole. Do we have any Tic Tacs? Oh, we don't have any white chocolate. Humans are red-ish. Okay, let's make this pink. Yeah, so Scott Morrison, policy stances. He wants to drug test welfare recipients. He also voted against increased diversity in ownership of media. He was against the Royal Commission into banking, which unveiled a lot of corruption and unethical business practices. Ooh, yeah, that's getting nice and pink. That's a weird fleshy tone. He also voted to cut ABC funding and SBS funding. These aren't like particularly special to him. In particular, this is just sort of like a recent Liberal Party policy because, you know, they did successfully manage to cut hundreds of millions of dollars from the ABC and SBS since the Liberals came into power in 2013. Yes, that's pink-ish. Yeah. Okay, let's just layer it on. You can learn more about what stances Scott Morrison has and what he has voted for and against at theyvoteforyou.org.au. Yeah, that looks fleshy. He's also voted against increased political transparency. He's voted against greater protections for the Great Barrier Reef, and he has also voted against increased restrictions on gambling. Okay, so this nightmare is not ending anytime soon because this is still very difficult.
Put in the comments, what shape is Scott Morrison's head?
Oh no, I shouldn't have done this. I need to dig out his eye. Oh, the more I touch it, the more it crumbles. I knew it was gonna be bad, but oh my god. It's been so long that we've been at this. Life hack that they don't tell you in culinary school. You can mix icing with food colouring with your fingers. Life hacks I don't want you to know. That can be our mouth. There, he has nice, luscious red lips. I'm really disappointed that I really wish that I'd done better. What will you become? What are you? I just want like white little blocky things, like white chocolate, and the only thing that I have that I can see is paracetamol. Like if I just put painkillers in a line as his teeth, it'll help me the pain of this experience. Oh, I could put cashews. This is the point in Nailed It where they start improvising in very bad ways. This thing. Heart sprinkles, pink and white. Okay, I did not realize they were hearts beforehand, but we're going with this. He's now going to have beautiful love heart teeth. Oh, I immediately regret this. It's beginning to look very Frankenstein's monster.
This looks so gross, honey.
We might actually be able to say that this is the best looking cake I've ever made in my life because we are uncertain if I've ever made a cake ever. Another fact about Scott Morrison is that he is a devout Pentecostal Christian and has said in multiple interviews that he prays over certain issues. But I don't think no matter how much praying I will do, God will intervene and make this cake not a disaster. What an amazing thing that I've done.
Actually, it's looking a lot like Peter Dutton.
It is looking a lot like Peter Dutton. If I just change this and just say, ta-da, I made a Peter Dutton cake, we're set. Let's give him some glasses. I bought licorice just for this.
Hey kids, don't try this at home.
I live life on the edge. I'm dangerous. I should not be allowed in the kitchen. Can I tear this? I can! Oh. That's so satisfying. It's the first satisfying thing in so long. This is the best part of decorating I've done the entire time. Everything else has been an abject failure. He looks like...
Oh my god, he's Harry Potter!
Should I carve a nose into this? There.
That's so good. It's so good. That's so much better.
Why are noses so hard? Why is any structural thing just so difficult? It's falling apart. I get now why contestants on Nailed It just give up and try just cramming Rice Krispies together, even though that's not a food. This is looking more like a person. Just want to make some pure white icing. Yeah. Ooh. Yeah. Let's just drizzle that over. Just drizzle it. This is not going as well as I had hoped. It's really not... It's not distinguishing itself. I don't feel like this white is really like distinguishing itself from the pasty white of his flesh. His cake flesh. His nasty cake flesh. But it's there, you know, I definitely tried. I'm just running out of concepts. I'm just running out of ideas how to fix this. Oh my goodness. Oh, he's looking a bit more like Malcolm Turnbull actually right now than he is Scott Morrison. I feel like I'm crashing. Like I've had just so much sugar. And I'm like, yeah, let's make this. And now I'm like, oh, I want to make the coal lump. Okay, I'm just going to compact this down. I instantly regret this. This is bad. I've done a bad thing. Got some black food dye. It looks kind of like a tiny potion. Ooh, ooh, yeah. Oh, that's real black. Just gonna put this like cake ball into it and just really just damage it, to be honest. This is Scott Morrison's lump of coal. Scott Morrison quite loves coal, actually. He a big fan of the coal industry. He brought a lump of coal into Parliament once and said, "This is coal. Don't be scared." Kind of just made sort of metallic dirt. Really. Fun fact, Australia is the biggest exporter of coal, and as a result we are the third largest exporter of carbon emissions in the world. We also have one of the highest carbon emissions per capita, so both in Australia and outside of Australia, we're not doing a good job on climate change. What can I do to make this less horrifying? Yeah, combining colours. This is like preschool. I love learning about pigments and colours, making art and mess. The teacher says, "Good effort, David." Yep, good effort. My wife is very confused about the things that I do, but that's okay, because she loves me and I love her. Simba. It's kind of like Andrew Denton. I made a beautiful Andrew Denton cake. Yeah, yeah! Okay, we're just gonna do some last minute finishing touches. You know, like this is the point, nailed it, where the timer, well, the timer would have gone off 2 hours ago, but Nicole Byers is like, "You're done! Nailed it!" How can I make this less horrifying? This is just the kind of thing that I think to myself, what if this wasn't as bad as it is now? But also, how do I do it with my very limited understanding and knowledge of cake decorating? If I touch it more, it'll break. Okay, do you think we're done? Nailed it! Woo, yeah! That took an hour to decorate. My wife! Do you want to do the whole Nicole Byers feel you like?
This is what you were trying to make. And this is what you made!
Ta-da! Nailed it.
Oh, David. He has beautiful teeth.
Thank you.
Never seen such horrifying pearly whites. He's got a lot of molars, a bit disturbing. You have made sort of an ancient Harry Potter. Maybe if you'd made his glasses square. I think his ears are good. He's got a very sculpted cheekbone and then sort of a plateau face.
Do you want me to cut off my best slice for you?
Yeah, I'm gonna plate.
No offense to Scott Morrison, but I do have to stab you in the face now.
Cake.
Tell me it's good.
You're gonna make me bite into it.
Tell me it's good.
Oh, it's so good.
Thank you. But for real though.
No, I think it's a good cake.
Yeah.
I think it's a tasty cake.
Thank you. I'm a born natural at making cakes. I don't think I've ever made a cake before.
No, you definitely haven't.
I definitely haven't.
Some of the things you did, you haven't done it before.
I mean, maybe as a very small child, and memory has failed me. I wasn't raised in a baking family. Thank you so much for.
I love you. Good job.
I'm just gonna eat this lump of coal.
Don't do it. Oh,
yeah.
Don't do it, honey.
Love me coal. Straight carbon. Thank you so much for watching. How did I go? How do you think I went? Do you think this is better or worse than the Jacinda Ardern cake? Comment down below. Don't give me suggestions for what to make next. I won't do them. I just won't. Check out the rest of my channel. I normally do make lots of educational videos, not just silly ones. And also comment down below what you would like to learn about in seriousness next. Okay, thank you very much. Thanks for watching, and I will see you next time.